Tonight on Taskforce Geek, we are talking about the imminent release of Cyberpunk 2077, whether The Mandalorian is the true sequel to the original Star Wars films, the canceling of Thundercats Roar, and the bidding war for Godzilla versus Kong. And that's all coming up now. Welcome to Taskforce Geek. Tonight I have Walt.
Hey guys.
And I have Sean.
Yep.
And I have Casey Jane, also known as Little Miss Fury.
Oh, hey, man.
And I have Savannah Martin. How about that?
Hi.
They are all so festive. We've been trying out different. We've all been trying out different hats.
I saw Savannah wearing ears. I mean, I had to put mine on.
It's hat night. It's hat night. Except for Sean. Except for Sean. Sean did not get the memo.
Sean's got his ears on.
He does. He has some ears.
Come back now. Come up now.
Can you hear me?
Radio 19.
Wow. There's only three of us that get that joke.
I'm trying to see
I'm not one of them.
I'm trying to see if I've got my old deputy cap around here. I don't see it.
That would be super awesome. Okay, so we are broadcasting live from, let's see, my Facebook account, which is that right there, and from the YouTube account, which is that right there, and from my Twitter and Periscope accounts, which are that right there. Scott is not joining us tonight because he is on location in Bahrain. He's talking to people. He's getting some good, on the street type stuff. We thought maybe we'd blow our budget and send him out there, and he's going to report back to us later.
Great investment.
I mean, that's where all the stuff is happening, right? Hello to Jeree.
Hello, Jeree.
Hi.
Hello, ma'am.
Hey, if you're watching us, please leave a like or share on this thing. It makes a big difference. YouTube is giving you have no idea all of the pain and anguish that YouTube is giving us. Please just like or share it or comment on it or subscribe. Get over to YouTube. Please help us out. Please.
Please.
It's the only thing that will help. You have no idea. All right. Let's get into our first deal. And here it comes. I don't have a lot of agenda here. Basically, I want to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. We're about a week away. I guess it's correct me if I'm wrong, it's the 10th that
Yes.
Cyberpunk is coming out. I am really looking forward to it. I don't think that's any big surprise, but I'm kind of curious as to what everyone else thinks about it. So just to kind of throw this question to everyone, basically, I want to know if you're interested in it or not. If it's something that you don't want to, you're not interested in, or you want to talk about the controversy, or you want to talk about the delay, or whatever your thoughts are about Cyberpunk, please tell me. And I'm going to start with Sean, who I know is looking forward to it.
I am. I've been looking forward to this for going on 5 years now. Whenever they announced it, I think it was 5.
Yeah,
might have been longer. Anyway, whenever they announced it, I was extremely excited. A little apprehensive, being that they're shifting from a third person like they did with The Witcher to a first person, which I guess that's new for the studio, but it was important for the way they wanted to tell this particular story. So, I've got complete faith in the professionals at CD Projekt Red, and I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it now.
You did The Witcher. You've been following The Witcher. It's done by the same people. Mm-hmm. What does CD Projekt Red doing this make you more excited about the game or less?
Actually, with it in their hands, probably, I don't know if I would say more excited, but I am more confident in what they will eventually release. I've not been disappointed with their products. I'm not a fanboy of CD Projekt Red. Yes, I am. Never mind. Anyway, so
Xbox record that.
Right.
I'm total confidence in what they're going to release and the quality that the game will be whenever it finally does come out.
Right. Anything on the controversy?
Which one?
Yeah, I mean, well,
there's so many.
You want to break them down, or you want to let me do that?
The main one with them having to push the game back time and time again.
Right, the delay.
Originally, it was supposed to come out, I believe, in April, because I was really excited that it was going to be around my birthday.
Right,
Unfortunately, that did not happen, and that's cool. I'm one of these guys
Steve.
I want the company to put out the product that they intend to put out. I myself, whenever I'm working on an illustration or a book or something, I want to put out what I intended to put out. I don't want to shortchange it. I don't want to rush it through. I don't want to put out a crap product. I mean, that product represents me.
You want the full feature.
Right. So
no compromises.
If CD Projekt Red felt that they needed more time to put it out, rock and roll. If they come back the day before and say, all right, we're going to push it back to 2021, I will cry. But, hey, do what you got to do, man. It's all good.
Wow. You'd even take a delay to next year.
Sure. I'll cry.
You wouldn't have an option.
Do you realize
I would cry.
You think we've seen some demonstrating this year? Wait until they do that on this game. I'm telling you.
There are people. You read about people.
They may turn over governments on this thing if they delay again.
Sean will lead them.
I'm telling you.
No, I'm just gonna cry.
All right.
That's. I don't protest. I just cry.
All right.
Anyway,
all right.
No,
that is your protest.
That is my protest. I don't know. I don't remember where I was going to go. I got distracted there.
That's all right, man. I'm going to Casey J.
Hello. So I personally am very excited about it. From what I've seen,
Betty.
Hi Betty. It's kind of reminds me of like the GTA 6 that we never got, that we were supposed to get this year and didn't.
Yeah,
it just like gives me that vibes of like just a futuristic Grand Theft Auto, and I'm all about it. With the controversy though, I'm not going to comment on it because I haven't done enough research. But will it live up to the hype? I mean, all we can say is we hope. Like, you're not going to say like, oh no, I hope it doesn't live up to the hype. You're not going to say that.
Right.
If it gets canceled again, if Sean's not going to lead the protests, I will.
All right, fair enough.
I'll take that role on for him.
I'll march with you.
I'll be on the sidewalk crying.
I'll be crying too, but I'll be in the front. It's a good compromise.
There you go.
But I have high hopes for it, and yeah, I'm excited.
All right, Savannah, you're up next.
Hi.
Look how festive she is. That's not just a Santa hat. It's also a Mickey Santa hat. How about that?
Of course. That's awesome.
She's really bringing it. All right, Cyberpunk 2077. What do you think?
Oh, I love games like this, online games where you can mess around with your friends. I love stuff like that. My friends and I still play GTA like online. So I'm very excited for it. I was excited a long time ago when the first trailer came out, and then I forgot about it, and then people are talking about it again. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that game. It does look really good. So I am really excited because I stream with my friends, and I always think gaming online is much more fun when you have friends to play with. So I appreciate having them to start a new game with. It's awesome.
Do you think this is going to be the big game this holiday season?
Oh yeah. It's going to blow up. I have high hopes. I think they'll do well.
Do you know what else is coming out? I don't mean to put you on the spot. Does anyone know what else is coming out right now? Anyone?
Other than Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is actually already out.
That's already out.
That's pretty big.
And
That's really big.
And the Star Wars game,
the
which is already out. Yeah, Squadrons.
Also
and out. And with that, all of my
I've heard that's good.
All of my flight sim buddies are like, that game is legit.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. And that I'm like everybody else. I totally forgot about Cyberpunk. Totally forgot it. Like,
really?
And up until like a few weeks ago, I was like, I thought that game was already out. You know, and I thought that game was already out, and I missed out on it. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I was never really a big GTA player.
You're missing out.
But in that respect, I love watching other people play it.
Right.
You know, and I'm a great observer of the GTA games, because, you know, there's all the different aspects to the game that people have, you know, downright to the pacifist Grand Theft Auto player, to the guys who are just, you know, the mods, the character mods and everything. So, you know, this is probably one of those types of games that I'm interested in actually playing.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. All right, let's get some of these things out of here. Michelle says, hi, guys, and Savannah.
Hi, Mom.
They're kind of related.
Kind of.
Reginald said he did notice the Mickey Mouse ears. I don't want anyone to miss that. That's next level. Steve says, Squadrons is amazing. Anyone that's watching us out there, can you think of any other games that are coming out right now? Just send it to us. I think you got most of them. I had forgotten about the Miles Morales game, which looks amazing. I've looked at some gameplay on that. It looks amazing. I have been waiting for the Cyberpunk game for my entire life. When I was born, I was thinking, man, I wish they'd make a Cyberpunk video game.
I don't even know what Cyberpunk is, but I wish they'd make a game for it.
Back when I was playing Pong, I was thinking, man, if I could just, put on some cyber eyes, or, whatever, have some blades come out of my arms, that would be super awesome.
And still didn't know what those were at the time.
I had no idea. All I knew about was like Underoos and the $6 Million Man.
Oh, I missed the $6 Million Man.
That's all I knew. So anyway, yeah, I am very, very excited about this game. I mean, I played these like Shadowrun and the Cyberpunk game back. They call things role-playing games now. They call video games role-playing games. Those are not role-playing games. Role-playing games, dice and paper and a tabletop. That's a role-playing game. Back when they had those role-playing games, I played those back in the 80s and 90s. And so I'm very excited about playing video games that are based on that now. I don't care about the controversies that it's all just stupidity. And it doesn't matter. The only thing that I care about is them releasing this thing on time. But I'm also in the boat with Sean. If it's not ready, then I would rather, what I want to happen is for them to release this thing and for it to do as good as it possibly can. And if they release it early for some reason and it damages their brand, that's no good, because I want this to do really well. So, if I have to go protest out in the streets and follow Casey Jane as she marches, then I will do so. But anyway, I don't think there is much controversy. I think the controversy is that when I start playing this game, I'm never going to stop. That's maybe the controversy. I hope that it lives up to the hype in my mind. It's not even like, like Keanu Reeves, or, that it's reminding people of GTA or anything. This is if I could create a world to go live in, this is it.
This is your Ready Player One.
This is my Ready Player One. I would go to this planet and I would live there in Ready Player One. Absolutely. The cyberpunk, the neon lights, all of the, the cybernetic enhancements, and the latex and leather and chrome and stuff. It's just totally right up my alley. So anyway, the only thing that I'm worried about is it even possible for me to make a character that looks like me? And I think odds are, I think signs point to no.
Well, that's very important for you. We've talked about this before.
Yes, I love making characters. There's only a handful of games where I've been able to make a character that really, looks like me. Most people think it's pretty easy, but it's not. It's just not. This face does not translate well.
Oddly enough, the only game I've ever that had creator-owned character that I was able to get characters to look like me, my mom and my dad, was Tiger Woods Golf. The only game, and we're talking like PS2 days. That's in the PS2 days.
Why is their character generation system so good on Tiger Woods Golf of all things?
It just is.
I just want to add real quick, totally off topic.
Yes.
My cat is eating macaroni and cheese.
Pizza rolls?
That is, let me say.
Why are you allowing this still to happen?
I'm kind of in shock, actually.
His cat doesn't eat tuna.
Hold that pose, Sean.
She eats pizza rolls, though.
She just licks the grease.
Pizza rolls.
I witnessed this.
She never eats human food. I mean, she doesn't.
Well, she likes mac and cheese.
She doesn't bug us or anything.
She's totally eating my mac and cheese.
That is funny. She likes the cheese, man.
Something's wrong, man.
Steve says the hat is boss level, Dirk. Thank you very much.
Rock and roll.
Betty says nice hat, Dirk. Thank you very much.
See, Dirk, I told you, just do you. Just do you.
I don't know if this is me, but I found this.
It can be.
I found this, right. I mean, if I wore it all the time, I guess it would be me. I spent about 4 days over at my mom's house and started looking through old stuff. And I bought this hat like 7 years ago and I never wore it. And I thought, I'll be damned if I'm not going to put this on and take a picture of it. And so I brought it home and here it is for tonight, one night only.
Nah, that's going to be out there again.
I have other hats, folks. That's the thing, is I have about 4 different hats.
Steve is right.
Oh, 4.
I don't have cool. Well, I mean,
Steve is right about that.
I don't cosplay and I'm a dude. So 4 hats is,
Steve is
more than none.
He's absolutely right about that statement there.
Yeah, that's fair. Here's the thing. I'd rather have a game be delayed than be released unfinished.
Exactly.
In the Call of Duty community, let me tell you, I'm sick of unfinished games being released.
It will damage your brand. I mean, if you want to, if like the last Mass Effect game got hurt severely because they decided to release that thing before it was ready. And so people posted, pictures of, linguini spined people walking across the screen and, all of the crazy stuff that happens when it's not polished, and, everyone looks at that and they're like, I think I'll, spend my money elsewhere. I mean, it's $60, $70, $80 now to get one of these games. If they're going to do it, it needs to be ready to go, folks.
I mean, perfect.
76.
Yeah. Perfect example is,
yes.
any Windows operating system.
No kidding. And that goes to everyone on the earth. I mean,
right.
I think they get that. Can they get that right, please?
Right.
That's asking too much.
Come on. Betty says Sassy will probably throw up that mac and cheese. Stay tuned.
Based on everything else she throws up, mac and cheese, that's fine.
That would be an improvement.
Yeah, choose your battles.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're moving on to the next subject. If I can figure out what to say. Okay, here it is. Hey. We're going to talk about the Mandalorian. A lot of stuff happening on there. We found out Baby Yoda's real name. I have not seen that episode, by the way.
Dude,
I know.
I still have never seen an episode, but I saw the behind the scenes on how it's filmed, and oh my god.
It's incredible.
That's amazing.
It's super incredible. Seriously, what they do on that. It will literally revolutionize the entertainment industry. But I also know, I mean, because I'm on the internet, I know everything that happens in that episode. Because like on Quora, they ask 46 questions about Ahsoka Tano, and every question details everything that happened. So, you know, it's like I haven't seen the episode, but I know everything that happened in the episode. So, you know, if you know, I won't spoil anything for you, but
I will. I don't care.
I know I'll watch it probably tonight, maybe.
It's been a week. I mean, it's been a week.
It's been long enough. Hey, I didn't watch the last season until about 10 months after it was released. That's how, and I had Disney Plus. I'm not proud of that. I'm just saying it.
It's all right. I mean, I didn't watch The Witcher.
At least I'm just one episode. I'm only one episode behind.
I didn't watch The Witcher until halfway through my furlough, which, you know, so, and everybody else had already seen it. So
Betty wants to know. Oh, well, now wait a minute. Walt has headwear, Betty.
Well, he's wearing a cap. He doesn't have the ears. Like
he needs ears.
Yeah, what are your ears?
Is that the issue?
I believe that's what she's referring to.
The gentleman just did not get the memo.
No one told me.
He didn't plan this. Like
I
told me.
I wore the Finn hat earlier this year. So
you did. You brought that before any of us did. And Scott wore the crown.
I wore a flying squirrel.
I started the trend.
Wear the flying squirrel, which kind of trumps every damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, I started the trend.
You did. You are a trendsetter. Shell says he's disappointed in my slacking. All right. The Mandalorian according to Screen Rant, The Mandalorian is a much better continuation of George Lucas's Star Wars than Disney's sequel trilogy was. That's a definitive statement. Not too long after Lucas's original Star Wars movie became a box office phenomenon, 20th Century Fox ordered a sequel, but during the development of what would eventually become The Empire Strikes Back, the filmmaker jotted down notes for a whopping 10 sequels, 12 movies in total. He never got around to making his final two trilogies, but Disney attempted a sequel trilogy of their own that didn't entirely work out. The rumor, the thing that they're saying is that this kind of picks up right after Return of the Jedi, and it kind of explores some of the things that George Lucas intended. So the question is The Mandalorian the true sequel to the original Star Wars trilogy? And first, I will go to Sean.
I don't know if I would necessarily call it a true sequel. It is a true continuation of the Star Wars lore. Obviously the films, they tried to focus on the Skywalker lineage throughout all the movies. I don't know why, but they did, and that's, that was their thing. I do remember reading back in I believe it was the 80s, that Lucas had originally intended the entire Star Wars line of films to follow R2-D2 and C-3PO. They were our focus,
right?
And we were following them on their adventures.
I remember hearing that as well.
And so somewhere along the line, they said, "Oh, well, let's just talk about this Darth Vader dude," and that's literally all it became. And so I don't necessarily believe that The Mandalorian is a true sequel in that respect. It is done by people who truly do love the Star Wars movies, the franchise. And unlike Kathleen Kennedy, who clearly hates everything about Star Wars, this is actually done by people who do love it and want to see it flourish. So hopefully with The Mandalorian and with its multiple spin-offs that they're already planning and talking about, that
there's 142 new series confirmed.
we
That's
can
confirmed.
hopefully bring a bit more storytelling to the last 3 episodes, and possibly even clarify some things in the first 3 episodes, and hopefully everything will make more sense, much like the Clone Wars did, much like Rebels did, by adding more context and more intermediate story. Hopefully everything will pan out later on down the road.
It's kind of what Mike Kennedy's saying. He says Mandalorian is needle and thread that's bringing all the Star Wars stories and series together.
Agreed.
Yeah. Savannah, what do you think?
I don't know if it's a true sequel. I love what they're doing with it. I think it's so fun. And I love that the child is an actual puppet and not animated, because I feel like a lot of people cop out with animation, and I thoroughly enjoy puppets so much.
Yes.
I don't know if Jim Henson's people made it. I love Jim Henson, love everything about him. So I'm just
learned
very
that process
excited
through him. Yeah.
It's awesome. And I love that they're finally, with the last episode, if you guys have seen it, like they get into some things. We're finally getting to know more about this character, and it's exciting. I'm ready.
All right, Casey Jane, what do you think?
Take it away, Walt.
Wow.
I haven't seen it.
All right. So here I'm going to ask you your question. Are you ready?
Oh no. This is what I'm okay.
Here it is. See what happens when you don't answer? I got another question for you. I know that you're a big fan of The Undertaker, who just retired. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want tears.
Stop. I have to I cried my eyes out when he. How is this related?
This is your special question, Casey Jane.
So within the 30 years, it's heartbreaking. Like, I get it. Like, he's now coming out as Mark Calloway, and just like the barrier has been completely broken for him. Like, he's doing interviews now. He's showing his life afterwards, and just seeing that, like him portraying that on camera now and just showing it, it is so heartbreaking. I get it. He has to do it. He physically can't wrestle anymore. But it sucks. That was my stop. That was my life. Like, I have a whole curio cabinet full of Undertaker memorabilia here. Like, you guys can't see it on camera, but it's just like that's what I grew up with, and it sucks. But I mean, I get it. And my lash is coming off now, Dirk.
This is what I wanted. This is the way.
Oh, we're gonna have words after this. It's nice seeing actually like the whole behind the scenes and how much like passion he truly had.
Sure, I mean that guy's a legend. I mean,
always
unquestionably in any way that you look at it. And
you can ask anyone.
Sure,
they'll know who the Undertaker is. It doesn't matter if they watch it.
How many people has he, what they call rubbed? How many people has he put over? And helped, and taught and inspired. At least as far as wrestling goes, he's one of not just like a Hall of Fame guy. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's going to be Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he's not.
I'm just saying he's not just Hall of Fame. He's like the elite of the Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely, because he puts business first.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he's also, the guy's history is incredible. I just wanted to get I wanted to get your take on it.
Oh, we're gonna have words after this. Oh, you had to put me on the spot.
All right, Walt, you're up, buddy.
Okay, so
we're talking about Star Wars, but you're welcome to talk about The Undertaker too. I know you follow that.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not. I'm gonna save that talk till later.
All right, fair enough.
So I'm just gonna go straight to The Mandalorian as a true sequel or not.
Cool.
I'm with Mike. It's filler. These are things. This is immediately after. I granted, this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi and everything. As far as a sequel, seeing as they decided that the main movies were going to be about the Skywalker clan, No, I don't think it's a true sequel. Do I think it's a continuation of the adventures that have happened in that galaxy of far away? Yes.
Right. It's not big enough for you.
It's not big enough for me to be
right.
a true sequel. What really gets me is about this is they're exploring the characters that they've introduced in side stories that were really interesting, and they're expanding on those stories.
Right. They sure are.
And that's what really excites me about The Mandalorian, because you're like, okay, so they just brought up this character. What are they going to do about that? And it's like, oh, they're going to do a series of this character too. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see that. So yeah, as far as a true sequel, no, I disagree with that.
I'm kind of surprised. Hey, yeah. What? Wait a minute. Let me put
my Undertaker wine.
Holy cow, that's kind of fancy.
Did you see what bottle number I got?
No. Tell us all about it.
Come on.
It says 69. Wow.
Oh my God.
I'm a filthy memer, and I'm so proud of this. Bottle's never getting opened.
Of course.
Never opening.
So that means you bought 2 bottles, right?
Yeah, so you had to buy 2.
Okay.
So the other one I'm going to open when I move into my new house. This one will never be opened. This is too perfect.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. All right. Is The Mandalorian the true sequel to Star Wars? No, it's not. But it is, I think, the best live action thing that Star Wars has come out with since Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
It's clearly made by people who don't just understand what's going on, but also love it. You just mentioned how they picked up on some, old characters and stuff that we always wanted to know what happened with them. They're feeding that to us. They know what the fans want. I don't just want episode after episode of fan service, but I like a little bit of it. I'll take it. Yes, please. I think that it's really well done. It's really exceptionally well done. I try to think back when I was a kid and watching Star Wars, and I got the holiday special, the Star Wars holiday special. Instead of that, if I had gotten something on the quality level of The Mandalorian, what I would have thought at that time, it would have been absolutely incredible. The fact that we're getting that now is really special, I think. I think in general that a lot of times television is kind of outdoing movies because it's long form content. It allows you to explore characters and settings and ideas over a long period of time, tell a much more complex story. I think that's one of the benefits that having this on Disney Plus is that we don't just get 2 hours, we're getting 10 hours, every season. And that's pretty powerful as well. It's not necessarily the sequel, but what do you guys think about, I don't think this is going to happen, but everyone is talking about Sebastian Stan playing Luke Skywalker, because there was like this meme that came out with, basically with Luke's hair put on Sebastian Stan. And everyone now wants to see him show up in The Mandalorian as Luke Skywalker, which would be kind of crazy. But, I guarantee you that Dave Filoni and
what's his name?
Favreau, Jon Favreau, I guarantee you they are aware. And it's not like they can't
been a ton of memes
pick
online.
Up the phone and call.
What's funny is just out of nowhere, because I haven't seen anything about that on the internet or anything, but just the other day I had that exact same thought just out of nowhere. Poof. What if they got Sebastian Stan to play Luke?
Sebastian Stan shared something on it, and Mark Hamill retweeted it and said, "I am your father."
There's been a lot of memes showing Sebastian Stan with the original Luke Skywalker haircut, and you would think that he was his twin brother.
Yeah.
It's scary how much they look alike.
Yeah, and that's no Photoshop alteration other than the hair.
No, that's they they look very, very, very much alike.
It's
So
insane.
It's not a stretch to think they could put Sebastian Stan in there as Luke and continue with a younger Luke. I know
stuff.
I know there's talk about bringing in other Jedi into the series and how they're going to incorporate that Jedi. I personally don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to rely on Luke.
I don't think they are either.
It seems kind of cheap. Low-hanging fruit, I believe they call it. I think they'll do something a little bit more zany, a little bit more unpredictable. But that's another story for another time.
It also kind of breaks the spirit of The Mandalorian, which is we have a bunch of characters that are not associated with the movies that we're exploring. We're on different planets, we're on different worlds. I think that's part of the charm. I don't want this to be yet another Jedi series. I wouldn't mind another Jedi series. But, this doesn't... Once you bring Jedis in, like, consistently, it becomes like the Jedi show.
It's the Jedi show, yeah.
So maybe it's better that they keep this kind of what they call street level, in the comics when when you got Daredevil and Iron Fist and Power Man and all that sort of stuff, that street level stuff. If you bring in too many Jedi, you're going to kill the charm of the Mandalorian, I think.
You need a Jedi specific show, and Ahsoka is perfect for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I thought we would never get Ahsoka.
Oh man, I was just
in live action. But we got it. We got it, man. All right, we're off to, unless anyone has something else to say, we're off to our next.
Still mad at you.
Thundercats Roar is canceled. It's done.
Thank you,
officially
Jesus.
canceled by Cartoon Network. According to D-Res, they call it the short-lived, mean-spirited deboot of the classic 1980s Thundercats series was controversial since its announcement in 2018. It's done. What are your thoughts? First, I'm going to go to Sean.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you.
And the congregation said, Amen.
The first time I saw a trailer for that, I there were several expletives that flew out of my face.
Yep.
Dude, I can't even begin to say, if we're trying to keep this family friendly, I can't say what I was saying. It was just, oh my God. How? Who said, oh yeah, that'll be good? No, this rock and roll. This is exactly what we need for today's audience. Are you insane? Anyway, it was from what? Because I didn't watch it. I have yet to watch any episode, but
Right.
I have the internet, so I know of a lot of things that were brought up, a lot of things that were touched on. And the one thing that stands out most for me was how they were very insensitive towards the passing of the original voice actor for Panthro.
Yep.
Yes.
And
That is
it was literally
unacceptable.
it was literally at that moment that I thought to myself, oh, this show got to die. This show got to die now.
Yeah.
I don't care who liked it. You can write me. You can curse at me. I don't care. You're stupid. This was the dumbest damn show. This was pathetic. This was a pathetic attempt to belittle and defame a property that is loved by a lot of people my age, who grew up with the show, who grew up with the toys, who grew up wanting to explore that universe or that that world, and did so in their bedrooms, in their backyards, over at their friend's house, and so on. I can't even I cannot even imagine. I could rant on this for days. I can't even imagine what executives said, "Oh yeah, we'll make money on this. This will be great."
Well, that's all it was. It was a cash grab.
All right,
Yeah.
we're going to you,
That's all it
Casey
was.
Jane.
It was just a cash grab, and it was an awful attempt at one, but it's what it was.
Ugh.
I don't agree with it. I thought it was awful, and I didn't even watch it, but I've seen like the stories and everything online, like just the way they went about it, and just in general, that's what it was. It was a cash grab. End of story.
I hear you.
And an awful job at one. Just say.
A failure.
That's an understatement.
Savannah, what do you think?
I never watched Thundercats. It was my dad's show. But when it comes to like rebooting older kids shows, you have the generation who originally watched that show that they're gonna complain. They're gonna nitpick everything. The voices, the art, the storylines. If you mess something up, like they're gonna catch on to that and they're not gonna like it. So when it comes to rebooting like a children's show, it's not an easy thing to do. No, there's gonna be people who don't like it.
Right.
One of them.
All right. I know Walt has about 46 guns loaded on this. Let's see what you have to say.
Yeah, I don't mind reboots if they're good. Like for instance, let's take the Teen Titans and versus Teen Titans Go.
Oh God, here we go.
I know that
Okay.
you do like that.
I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of Teen. I'm not a fan of Teen Titans Go.
Sean's having an aneurysm.
But I have
Oh,
watched.
my.
I have watched a few episodes, and I do see the appeal of that show because of the music, and plus the other thing that the one thing that doesn't like really piss me off about Teen Titans Go is that it is definitely a different show from the Teen Titans cartoon. We're talking
is, for sure.
like different characters, everything. So I'm fine with that. The problem, like Sean said, the problem that I had with the Thundercats Roar is that the problem with that is, and I got this from Clownfish TV. If you've ever watched Clownfish TV,
I love Clownfish TV.
When they were like, really what it is about getting something done on the cheap. So
Clearly.
So there was already a previous reboot of the Thundercats. If you've seen it, and I think it was from 2014. It was amazing, and we're talking. It was super, super, super amazing. If you can find these things on DVD or if it's streaming anywhere, I highly recommend you watch it. They took like for instance, if you go back and you watch the original Thundercats now, it's cheesy. It was the 80s. There was certain standards that that animators had to follow.
Those are all available right now on Hulu.
And so there were certain standards that you had to follow. They had to be certain percentage of educational and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they were super cheesy because they were supposed to be educational as well as fun.
Show that you watched when you were younger, though.
Yeah, exactly. And so the new Thundercats, they ramped it up, and they told more fleshed out stories.
They did.
Characters died, unlike in the original Thundercats. And then after 2 seasons, they just abruptly ended it. And of course, mainly it was because they couldn't sell toys. Well, they really didn't advertise the toys. All they had was the cartoon. So, because honestly, I think the 2 seasons that the show was on, I saw maybe 3 commercials for the toys. And then all they did was advertise the Lion-O figure.
Right.
So, but yeah, then Thundercats Roar comes out, and I watched 3 episodes of that, and it was.
I am so sorry.
My condolences.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes, and I was like, oh my god, why aren't they filling the TV with more Teen Titans Go?
Ugh.
Right.
And I don't like Teen Titans Go, and mainly the number one reason why I don't like Teen Titans Go, and you'll laugh at this because it's true, is because they say Cartoon Network, and I'm paraphrasing, says that it's your favorite cartoon. Well, if you show it 13 times a day, every day, yeah, you're forcing it to be my favorite show on TV. But I was like, yeah, I'd rather watch 13 episodes in a row of Teen Titans Go than Thundercats Roar.
I'd rather cry. I
You
just
know,
don't like reboots. That's why I just don't.
There was an episode of Teen Titans Go, which I think I showed Dirk, where the characters in Teen Titans Go were mocking the fact that the original Teen Titans was so much better.
Addressed. Yeah.
Right.
And wow, why don't we look like that anymore? Why is it we're not doing this stuff anymore?
Right.
Why do we look like this?
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, I died. I was
they
dying.
They went me over a little bit with that routine.
See, that's a show that it made fun of itself. Unlike Thundercats Roar made fun of the old stuff and everybody that watched the old stuff. And like on Clownfish TV, like they said, was they wanted animation done on the cheap, because they were like, as you can see, because there was a cameo of the original Lion-O in an episode and a cameo of the second reboot Lion-O, and they stopped it there, and they're like, see, clearly someone there knows how to draw.
Right.
So why are we getting this right here? And I was like, she's got a point. And the other guy was like, because it costs money to animate that.
It does.
By the way, if you watch Clownfish TV, I just want to add that if they're ever talking about She-Ra, his wife is going to go on a rant you are not going to be able to listen to. She is a diehard She-Ra fan, and oh dear God. Oh dear God! A lot
of women are upset about that version too. I hear that
she's got red hair,
artists and stuff.
She's passionate about her youth. Don't mess with that woman. Don't, because she will let you know.
Now,
I missed this quote here from Grant. He said, "I went into the Mandalorian thinking this has to be overrated, and still liked it. I did too. Like I said, I was 10 months after everyone else on this thing, so I heard about by God, Baby Yoda." During that entire time, and it still blew me away. I was still impressed with it.
You're like,
the world was broken by Baby Yoda.
Oh, okay.
Like you can't escape it. I mean, it
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. Okay, Baby Yoda.
Jerry says that reboots have to be done with love.
Reboots just shouldn't be done. Should be done. Listen, I'm just passionate because one of my favorite shows is also getting rebooted. I'm mad about it.
I think there should be at least 25 years in between reboots.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Wow.
Like, this might not be with your guys' taste. Savannah probably knows this. Gossip Girl's getting rebooted, and I'm pissed.
I did not know that was a thing.
Oh, I'm pissed. I'm leaving it at that. It's awful. Next.
Why?
What?
Why would they reboot that?
It's a whole new generation. I don't know. You can't top the original. That's all I'm saying. You cannot top that. And they're trying. Do not give me that look.
I never watched it. I don't know anything about it.
Are they still girls? Is it Gossip Guys?
No. Well, the show is both guys and girls.
You know how we always gender swap. What is Gossip Girls now? Gossip Guys?
Gossip Girl was a guy, but that's a whole different story.
3 or 4 guys hanging around gossiping.
Well,
I don't know what Gossip Girls is.
They reference.
Savannah, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you watched it?
I have seen it. I don't know if I finished it, but I have seen it.
Okay, well, nonetheless, it's getting rebooted. I'm mad about it. So now that we're talking about this getting rebooted, I'm just.
It hasn't even been 10 years since we last saw the last episode of Gossip Girl. I bet.
It's been like 7.
Yeah,
Not even.
See, they don't even give anybody a chance to forget about it yet.
Yeah.
They rebooted The Craft. You were talking about it's just a bunch of guys.
Too.
A bunch of guys instead of girls gossiping. In The Craft, they have changed several of the characters. I believe one is now a transsexual female. One is, I believe, was one a guy, but he's gay.
Yes.
And then you got like 2 or 3 girls, and it's like, why are you even calling this The Craft? Just call it something else. Make
because
it your own
continuation.
show.
Because they showed the picture from the original Craft, and that's what they're running with.
All the original characters should come back and say, "You're gonna die." Just kill everything. Just
from the television series or from the movie?
The movie.
Oh.
And they're kind of doing it as like a continuation, like the next generation, and it just didn't. I'm not excited.
Had Fairuza Balk in it. I was a big fan of Fairuza Balk many years ago.
Still are a fan of Fairuza Balk.
I haven't seen her lately, so
you would still be a fan.
I'm sure you're right. Grant says that there was a really good Ninja Turtle series in the mid 2000s on Nickelodeon. It can be done.
That was a good series. That was a good series.
And Steve likes She-Ra. So there you go.
Was a great.
I haven't seen it.
I'm afraid, Steve. I think you're alone in that one.
The internet.
I will admit
some of the internet does not agree.
The new She-Ra, like the whole hype and everything about it, and the. So I watched a few episodes of it. I was like, oh, okay. And then I went back and watched. Then I went back and watched the originals, and I was like, let me go back and watch the new one, because after trying to binge watch the original He-Man and the original She-Ra episodes, I'll just say that I got 5 minutes into the first episode of each, and I was like, oh my God, I used to watch this. I laughed.
Yeah, some of that stuff doesn't hold together so great.
It's super. Now, if you want to make fun of Thundercats and G.I. Joe and the original Transformers, go back and watch the original He-Man and the original She-Ra, and then come back and talk to me about those others.
Oh,
well, that's what Steve says right there. So I'm
not arguing at all.
Probably true.
I've seen episodes of He-Man from the 80s, and you're absolutely right. I know back in the day when they first came out, I was like, this is crap.
Yeah.
I literally would drive home from work, stop by the little mom and pop video rental store, pick up a VHS of that volume of Masters of the Universe, and then watch it as I went to bed.
Because you would probably go to sleep 5 minutes into the first episode.
Well, I do that anyway. But that's neither here nor there. But it was crap, and I knew it was crap. But I was a fan of the Masters of the Universe. Actually, I am more of a fan of the original comics, as opposed to all the animated and the Prince Adam and Orko crap and
yeah.
You said
anyway.
that the Speed Racer Next Generation series must die.
Yeah,
I didn't know that there was one.
It was on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And
not to mention that Wachowski film
with the seizure warning at the beginning.
I'm gonna say that movie is fine up until they introduce the Mach 6. Anytime, and that's the problem with the Next Generation cartoon, is it's his son and it's a Mach 6. I'm like, can we please stop trying to do a Mach 6? Anyway,
that movie was terrible.
Says that Animaniacs is worth watching.
Yes, it is.
Didn't you watch that?
I did. I watched it. It's worth every minute of it. They don't miss a beat.
Also on Hulu, right?
Also on Hulu. See, exclusively on Hulu. New season of Animaniacs.
All right. Grant says there is an art to figuring out the right amount of time before rebooting something too. You wait long enough that people start to miss it, but not so long that they forget about it. I think that's right.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. I didn't get to say my thing on Thundercats Roar. I was turned off of it immediately. It looks like a bunch of balloon figures or something. It was obviously not meant to be cool. It was just meant to be funny or make fun of it or something. It's like, if you're just going to make a bunch of balloon creatures, why make it Thundercats? You could literally create 4 or 5 characters and do whatever it is that you want to do with it, and don't ruin Thundercats. I don't know why the 2011 version didn't stick around. I do remember what you said, Walt, which is they said they weren't selling enough toys. Isn't it sad that American animation has to sell toys or it won't stick around? I mean, isn't it enough that you're selling, ads for the show, or you're selling Blu-rays or streaming rights or whatever? Isn't that enough?
And I've always said, and even Hasbro doesn't follow their own model that they created that got us to buy Transformers and G.I. Joe figures, was that they enticed us with the toys first, with the animated commercials. And then they enticed us with the comic books first to get us to buy the toys. And then a year after they released the toys, they unannounced smacked us with a TV series out of nowhere. And they don't follow that model anymore. Nobody follows that model. It's the same thing with the big 2 comic book companies. They need to do the exact same thing. Just, hey, here's some toys. Because they don't advertise any of the Marvel or DC action figures on TV. Have any of you seen any of their action figures on TV advertised? No.
Right.
I mean, it's not like, even Star Wars, if they would advertise these things on TV and stop just strictly trying to get with us collectors. I'm a collector, but I want everybody else to buy their product too. I want people to buy their product for their kids, because the collector is going to buy it and then put it up on a shelf, so
one of the things is, whenever you bring up collecting, is when we were kids, when we were collecting, let me take that back. When we were kids and we were purchasing, not collecting, when we were purchasing our Star Wars action figures, when we were purchasing our G.I. Joe action figures, when we were buying Buck Rogers action figures and all of these, we played with them. These were our toys.
Oh, definitely.
Our Masters of the Universe figures, our She-Ra figures, our Silverhawks figures. We played with these. These were our entertainment. Now, instead of spending $3 to get our G.I. Joe action figure, you got to spend $20.
Right.
And then I just spent $20 on this. I ain't opening up this package.
And the problem with that is because they cost so much, because they're strictly marketing them to collectors.
Yeah,
right.
not
so
kids.
So if they were mass producing these things in large numbers, it would bring the price down, and everybody could buy them, and kids would buy them and play with them.
Exactly.
But they don't market them. They don't market them to the kids. They market them to us, and that's the problem.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. They need to remember that these are toys. These are meant for people to play with. These are meant for kids to play with them, destroy them. So they got to go back to the store to buy a replacement to continue to play, to continue to wreck and mangle and oh crap, I need another one of these.
Amen. Praise the Lord. He knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know why. I don't know why corporations don't sit there and say we need to keep recycling these things through, as opposed to, well, we'll just make this set for $180 a pop, and then we'll just get those through the collectors, as opposed to, as you say, let's make 1,000 of these and we'll sell them for $1, and they'll go through them like cotton candy.
Yep.
And then we'll continue to make another 1,000 and another 1,000 after that. And that's how our economy works.
Right.
It is. Damn it.
I think Mike nails it by saying that it's about name and nostalgia. They want that built-in audience. That's why we keep getting reboots on everything. Both movies and television and everything else you can think of. They keep going back to the well instead of creating something new, because they want that opening weekend, if it's a movie, and
But
they
as-
want the initial rush of several million people watching the thing if it's on television.
As you keep saying, though, they're tainting their own well with this crap that they keep shoveling out. At some point, nostalgia is not going to be enough to drink that crappy water. Stop it.
Sheree said that she loved Animaniacs. Steve says the almighty dollar rules everything. It certainly does.
Yep.
Our next subject is going to be very much about that.
Rules my house.
Shell says, I miss the days of Saturday morning cartoons while eating Smurfberry Crunch and while playing with the He-Man figure. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. That's the shared experience that people typically don't have anymore. What I call a shared experience, where you can't record it and you have to watch it at a specific time. And so when you went back to school that next Monday, everyone had the exact same subject on their mind.
Right.
Now we're so fragmented that although it's with the internet, it's easier to find your tribe, and find other people that are interested in it. But that shared experience is, you only get it with the Super Bowl now and maybe another handful of things. Stretch Armstrong.
I still have.
Playing Stretch Armstrong so much that you use green stuff. We are way off topic.
What?
Actually, if you
What is that?
I still have mine, but it doesn't stretch anymore.
I don't know what that is.
Would you guys like to explain Stretch Armstrong?
Oh, they rebooted that too, by the way.
They did. What are you going to do with that?
I'm thinking I'm having an issue.
That doesn't sound good at all. What's going on?
Pain.
What is?
Hey, Mom.
Let's go into. Let's focus on
Stretch Armstrong had
Let's
an
focus
evil.
on Walt's mom for a second.
Hi, Maxine.
All right, now go, Sean.
Stretch Armstrong had an arch nemesis called Stretch Monster. As a small boy, Stretch Monster was my favorite toy. I took that thing with me everywhere, which if my mother's still watching, I'm sure she's going to chime in. But again, there's another big, long story behind that.
There's about an 18-hour story.
Yeah.
It's a long one. But I just want to say the Stretch Monster, if you cracked open its skin, it was actually kind of a red gel that gushed out of it.
Yeah.
I know from personal experience.
It's like a figure in plastic.
It's
can pull
it's
it
a very
and
stretchy
his arms
rubber.
stretch out.
Its
Yeah.
body was filled with a
To
gel.
answer Casey Jane's question,
Gotcha.
it's a character
Interesting.
and people would tie them up and stretch them out,
I
tie them
currently
to
have
their
in my
little
curio
brother
cabinet
and have him run away
a Stretch Monster.
Interesting.
and then cut it open and destroy it
I'm gonna
forever
Google this.
Oh,
To
you
find out-
never cut it open?
to find out what kind of toxic stuff is in the middle of that crazy
What's
thing.
it called? Stretch.
Stretch Armstrong.
There is
Oh.
a deal, a deal that actually comes with in
Mike
the
said-
package. It tells you that the goo is not toxic. It is not toxic at all. It's safe if you by
You
any
played
chance.
with these?
Dude, I loved that thing.
Mike says he watched a video where a guy shot an elephant gun, shelled through 8 of them.
Dude.
Interesting.
It's like ballistics gel that's in the
This
middle
is-
of those things.
You have to think about our age. And
I'm not. No, do not pull the H card. I'm not saying that.
no, and what they offered us then as entertainment.
Stretch monster.
Stretch Monster.
Keith says next day at school, can you believe the mammoth car was made of gold?
that was an awesome topic over
There you
there.
go.
Interesting.
Find the Stretch Monster.
Yes.
That was my toy. I took that thing everywhere. Everywhere.
All right. I think we can go on to the next one.
We are definitely moving on to the next subject here. Godzilla vs. Kong, forthcoming monster movie from Legendary Pictures, looks likely to be the latest big franchise movie to head to a streamer. Knowledgeable sources tell The Hollywood Reporter that Netflix has made an offer of more than $200 million for the film, while Warner Media has blocked the deal while preparing an offer of its own for its streamer, HBO Max. Legendary declined to comment, while a Warner Brothers spokesperson said, quote, "We plan to release Godzilla vs. Kong theatrically next year as scheduled," unquote. On November 18th, Warner Media said that tentpole Wonder Woman 1984 would bow in theaters on December 25th and be available to stream on HBO Max in a deal that Kylar described as unprecedented. So, what do you think about the bidding war for Godzilla versus Kong going to a streaming service? Do you think it will actually end up at Netflix or at HBO Max? Or do you think it will just go to the theater? Or do you think we're going to get a little bit of both? And also realizing that Wonder Woman is already going down that path. And so first with that, I'm going to Walt.
I think it'll go both. Actually, it could, if they play their cards right, it could go all three. It could go to both Netflix and HBO Max and in the theaters. But if it's in the theaters and on streaming, I'm definitely going to go see it at the theater.
You got that right, Steve.
I will go see it at the theater. If it's streaming, of course I'm gonna watch it streaming. I mean, I've got my whole theater room over here. I just blast that thing on the wall. I get my own home theater experience. But I'd rather go to the theater and see it. As far as the bidding war and the reasoning for blocking it, Netflix also ordered another animated series, Godzilla animated series.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you saw the first one,
doing well.
Yeah, the first one was okay. The story was a little weak, but if
it looked cool,
if you like the animation and you like the way that the animation was really good, that was probably the meanest looking Godzilla I've ever seen.
100%.
Yeah.
God, that was the most meanest looking Godzilla ever. And then, if I'm not going to give any spoilers as the movie, but yeah, if you're a Godzilla fan, just like the look of Godzilla, I recommend you watch the Netflix movie series. There's 3 different movies. And then they've ordered another series of movies. And it's going to have a different style of animation, a mixture of hand-drawn and computer animation. So when it comes to the bidding war for getting Godzilla, Netflix would have the advantage because of that alone, plus the fact that they've got all but one Godzilla movie slated to show up on Netflix streaming, English dubbed, as opposed to HBO Max having the I guess it's not the Heisei, but the original Godzilla movies, the early ones, but they're all Japanese subtitle.
Right.
So,
Scott thinks that the under 30 crowd is not going to care about this monster versus ape stuff.
Joke's on you, Scott. You're wrong.
Also, I might add that I can't believe that you have the time to text to us.
Yeah, we're paying good money right now.
Bahrain.
You're supposed to be doing the man on the street interviews right now, Scott.
He's slacking.
Yep.
But he might want to stick around to see what I have for him at the end. So,
Oh, hello.
Bribing.
Mm-hmm.
Pandering.
Scott also says that Walt looks like he's ready to call plays for college football teams.
But I'm wearing a motorcycle related hat.
Right.
Though.
Right.
Nice.
A likely story.
I mean, it does say Biker's Choice.
Reginald is only putting up $5 for the streaming rights.
Sold.
Casey Jane, we're going to you.
I don't know how I feel about the bidding war. I don't know if Netflix is like a shoo-in for it. I know you said because of how they have all the other ones except for one. I feel like that might be like more of an incentive for like HBO Max. Because it's like, yeah, you can watch all the old ones, and then it's just like, oh, but I really want to see the new one. Then they would have to make another separate subscription. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that'd
Good
be
point.
kind of a thing. I think with the Backstreet Boys reunion tour still going strong, that it will be both streaming and theaters. If not, probably just streaming.
Right.
But I don't know. Because when is it supposed to? Do we have a date?
We do not. They're still kind of in negotiation on this thing.
Yeah,
It's probably
so-
going to be early next year.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's either going to be strictly streaming or just one streaming service and then theaters. That's probably what my guess would be, just with seeing how everything else has been going with
And
all
you-
the other streaming options.
It seems like you watched the animated thing on Netflix.
I got forced to watch it.
You got forced to watch.
I was, but I did watch it.
It was a hostage situation.
Yes, precisely. So Scott was wrong on that one.
All right. But you liked it.
Yeah.
You thought it was cool.
Once I actually had to watch it, yeah.
I thought it was pretty neat too.
I find that Scott's wrong most of the time. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
All right, Savannah, what do you think?
I'm sure it'll hit theaters. Like, they'll probably do both, but start like in the theaters so people think that they have to go to theaters to see it. And then once it calms down, then they can just go over to a streaming platform. That way it's available for those people who
They could stagger.
decided not to go to the theater
Sure.
to see it but still wanted to see it.
Right.
So I could see
Maybe-
it going both.
Maybe a couple weeks later, or are you thinking a couple of months later? I mean, that's basically what it would do anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
I mean, we don't know yet. Sean, what do you think?
200 million. Now I know why my Netflix is going up.
Good point.
No kidding.
Honestly, I think that in the bidding war, I think HBO Max will win because they want content for their streaming service. They are not, from what I've read, they are not doing as well as they like, and they want as many eyeballs buying up their crap as possible. I would, since I've already got Netflix, I would prefer that it went there. But now I know why my monthly is
Right.
going up. It's going up $1. Anyway, I think if it goes to HBO Max, it will. They'll pull a Wonder Woman. I think they're kind of sitting back waiting to see what Wonder Woman does. Obviously, whenever Disney Plus did Mulan streaming,
Did not
Straight.
go well.
did not go well.
Mm-mm.
So I think a lot of people are sitting back waiting to see how the split will work for Wonder Woman, to see if they want to incorporate that into more stuff. I think Disney Plus is sitting back waiting to see if that's what they're going to do with Black Widow.
Jerry says Sean did math.
Anyway, I'm not 100% sure. If it does go to Netflix, it'll be strictly on Netflix. It will not be in the theater. If it goes to HBO Max, they might do a split, movie theaters and streaming. It's really dependent on. I think it'll be dependent on what Wonder Woman does. Now, with that being said, I'm already subscribed to Netflix, so I hope it goes there. I'm really looking forward. I've been looking forward to it since the last Godzilla movie.
Put that extra $1 to good use.
Right. I mean,
You
you're going
contributed.
to pay extra no matter. So,
Can they put my name in the producers section?
Right.
cool.
I'll write them a letter. I'll
And
let
John.
them know.
Awesome.
Not a bad idea. That's going to be a long credit. Those credits are going to roll a long time.
I'm
I
saying.
mean, Marvel movies do it. It's fine.
Yes, they do.
By the way, it's slated for May 21st.
Okay. That's a day after my birthday.
Everyone write it in the calendars. Both the birthday and the release date.
Yep.
May 21st. Well, we'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
if they make that. But
it may make theater.
Like Walt said, if it is available in the theater, I'm in the theater. There's something about watching a monster movie as big as humanly possible,
And as loud.
Man.
and my
Come on,
TV is pretty damn big.
It is. It's large.
Not big enough.
But not big enough.
It's not that big.
I want to see it.
It's not like a drive-in theater.
I
Not
mean,
quite.
yeah, I mean, it's just like my theater room. I get 150 inches. That's still not big enough.
There's a joke there.
I know. I know.
Heyo.
Heyo! Giggity.
That's why I said it, Sean. That's why I said it.
I love you, man.
Majestic says he's never really into the Godzilla universe, but if I want to watch a monster movie, 90% of the time it's going to be Godzilla.
How can it not be?
And Jeree says she just watched Godzilla King of the Monsters. That was the last one. This weekend definitely lost something in the home video experience.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that last one, by the way. It felt like the old, I did a review of it. It felt like the old, like 80s, 70s and 80s Godzilla movies. I mean, I think they really captured that feel.
Yeah.
It's not brilliant filmmaking or anything. It didn't change the earth, but as a fan of old Godzilla films that I used to watch on whatever cable access or whatever,
And
it felt like that to me. It felt like those types of movies.
and Ich-Ni-San were the best, or excuse me, 1, 2, and 3. Ghidra. That's what the director named him, Ich-Ni-San, and San was nicknamed Kevin. And what's great about that, I don't know if you've ever watched any of the motion capture actors that did Ghidra. And Kevin.
No, but I would love to watch that.
Yeah. So Kevin is the one who got his head ripped off, and that's because the director and this is in the thing, or it's somewhere on the internet in the interview. Kevin is the dumb one of the three. Because if you go back, you're going to go back. You all are going to go back and watch this movie when Ghidra makes its first appearance, and the soldiers are running away, and then they turn around and they start shooting at Ghidra. Kevin's the one that goes down and is just staring at him like, "Hey, what are these guys doing?" And then the other two are like, "Hey, get your head together." And then that's when they blow him away. And then Kevin is down there playing with them, playing with the dead bodies.
Wasn't Kevin the name of the kid from Home Alone?
Yes.
Yes.
They're redoing that too, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we need that reboot.
If you go back and watch Godzilla King of Monsters, each of the heads of Ghidra have their own personality, and it's fun to watch. I go back and I just watch it. Sometimes I'll just fast forward just to watch Ghidra.
And I love that. I love that they gave them each their own identity, their own.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It's great.
Reginald wants the Godzilla versus SpongeBob movie.
That's what the people are asking for.
That's what the people want. Give the people what they want, folks. We are in a dawn of a new age, folks. I mean, obviously, there's been something that's happened this year that's changed a few things. I don't know if you've been paying attention to current events, but some crazy stuff is going down.
Backstreet Boys are back on tour.
Yes, they are.
Son of a.
When Wonder Woman there has, since the beginning of time, since they started off with VHS and DVDs and all that sort of stuff, there's been a fight between the people who make movies and the people who display movies, the theater owners. And the theater owners want as long of a amount of time between the time that they release the movies and the time that they bring those movies to DVDs or show them on streaming services or whatever. They would like for it to be a year, so that basically you have to go see it in the movies or you're going to have to wait a year to go see it. That window has been shrinking over time, but it's this current event that we're dealing with right now that has shrunk that literally to zero with Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman is going to come out in the theaters, and you can go see it if that's what you want to do, or you can stay at home and you can pay the premium price. I assume. Actually, it may not be a premium price at all. They may just give it to you, because Warner Brothers, or I guess AT&T, wants HBO Max to be in everyone's living room, and so they are willing to. AT&T doesn't care about all of this. They don't care about continuity. They don't care about fan service or anything. They care about money. And I think that the last I checked, HBO's subscription was about 28 million people, which sounds pretty awesome. But Netflix's is at 68 million. So if you look at HBO, that's been around since the 70s, versus Netflix, that's only been around for about a decade, HBO is lagging behind. So HBO Max is going to throw everything they can, or AT&T is going to throw everything they can to get those subscriptions, and they figure that Wonder Woman will do it. Also, maybe they think that people who are interested in Godzilla will be willing to sign up to HBO Max to see that movie the same day that it comes out. And they may not charge an extra fee. I mean, that was one of the things with Mulan. What was it, like $30 or something?
It was $30.
Yeah, it's $30 on top of the regular not that Disney Plus is expensive, but it's on top of the regular fee that you have to pay to Disney Plus. I think that with Wonder Woman, you're probably going to get it for free, if you sign up, and that's what they want. So realize that what is happening now is that these big corporations are right this moment going all in on streaming. It just changed. All that window, the debate that's been happening for the last 40 years between the theater owners and the people who produce movies, it's done. Streaming won, and I'm not saying it's the end of theaters, but theaters are going to have to do some things to compete. And I think that you're probably going to be seeing some people, once you break the seal on this, it's not going to go back. So I think it's an interesting thing in this industry, if you've been following it.
Since I brought up Marvel, can I bring up a quick side topic from Marvel?
Have at it.
I'm up. I have to watch Infinity War. I just finished Ragnarok. We're making our way through it.
You're getting close.
If anyone has watched has seen me on this podcast, I started out this not seeing a single Marvel movie. We're up to Infinity War.
Man, when Silver Surfer comes in and Endgame and saves the day, holy cats, that's amazing. And who would have thought they'd kill Hulk? Man. You haven't seen it.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah, I bet. I already know what happens in Endgame, so. But I just want to give everyone an update. That's where I am now.
Hey, you're right.
I feel like every time I'm on, I have to give an update.
No, that's good. You are knocking on the door now.
You're catching up there. You're catching up.
We're working on it.
Just in time for Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was told. You got to get there before Black Widow comes out.
That's right.
That I'm excited about. I can officially say I'm excited about it now.
I'm itching to see that one too. So, but yeah, and to expand on what you said there, Dirk.
Yep.
Until this
about the death of Hulk.
Well, yeah, that and the theater, the death of theaters, the death of theaters. I don't see that there will be a death of theaters, because once the Backstreet Boys do decide to stay home. And
right, if we could just get them off tour.
And in this tour,
it's a reunion.
People are going to want to go out and see movies.
They're going to want to do anything.
Yes, because I've already made it in my mind. I've already made it in my mind that I am going to take a vacation day and I'm going to spend a whole day at the movie theater, and I may even throw in a chick flick in there. I don't care.
Oh my god!
No, don't do that to yourself. Wow. Do not do that to yourself.
I don't care. I just want to go back to.
Those are bold words.
Hey, I just want to go back to the Alamo Draft House and order some food, order some adult beverages, and watch movies. all day.
I like how the chick is like, "Don't do that to yourself" to the chick flick.
Ronnie is checking in now.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hello.
Where you been?
Keith says I heard Godzilla versus Giuliani is streaming on Parler. Wow.
Okay.
We're going to move right on.
Oh my goodness.
Jerry says TNT was running DC movies all weekend, and it was riddled with commercials and promos for HBO Max. There it is.
There you go.
That's why we're also getting the Snyder Cut for the same damn reason.
I just wish HBO Max would put all of their DC streaming stuff on there so that I can have something to watch.
Yeah. Keith wants to hear about you crying during The Notebook.
It was an awful movie.
Look at
wow.
that reaction on Sean's face.
Do you?
That's-
The Notebook.
Wait a minute, Sean. Do you like The
Sorry.
Notebook?
That's a reaction I didn't expect on Sean's
Right.
face.
He's disgusted by this.
I just watched that for the first time the other day.
Rachel McAdams,
That's
Yeah,
Ryan-
Regina George.
Ryan
Never-
Gosling.
Never seen it.
never seen it.
It's not good. Don't do it to yourself.
Never
Don't
had
listen
the
to
urge.
Sean. Sean,
It-
you like horror movies just like I do.
does Ryan
There's-
I
Gosling-
love horror movies.
Exactly. They're so much better.
Does Ryan Gosling do any martial
Absolutely.
arts during that movie?
Yeah.
Are
Does he
there
fight
any
in it?
robots?
No, but he does have a meme worthy rant at McAdams about what she wants. Just tell him what she wants. For the love of God, just tell him what she wants.
Never ask a woman that. You're just not going to get it.
Whoa.
Jerry hasn't seen it.
That can go in so many directions.
What the hell?
How has Jerry not seen it?
I don't know.
Mike says Giuliani would leak out toxic sludge from his head.
Oh my
Anyway,
goodness.
Anywho.
we have a celebrity, Qui-Gon, is checking in with us.
Or the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon is looking for Obi-Wan. Has anyone seen Obi-Wan?
I don't think anybody's seen Obi-Wan because they haven't.
Qui-Gon,
even
I got to
filmed
talk
it
to you about
yet.
this midichlorian thing. I think it's just in your head.
Well,
That's my theory.
they
I'm
do
sticking to
mention
it.
the end
Just in
count.
your head,
of-
in your head alone.
They do mention the end count of little baby Yoda.
They do. They're bringing it back. They're bringing it back.
I don't think they're bringing it back necessarily. They're just trying to say, okay,
They're putting a lid on it.
he did it. Now let's move on.
Steve wants to know if he means old Ben Kenobi.
No, I have seen old Ben Kenobi.
Down in the dunes.
Beyond the Dune Sea.
Hmm.
Strange hermit.
I've heard that. I've heard that somewhere. All right, we're getting out of this, folks. Okay, we're on blast. We're going to talk about just stuff that we want people to know about, that we've we played a video game, watched a movie, read a book, something that people should know about. And Walt is chomping at the bit. He's got, several hours of content here. He loves the show and tell. So we're going to him first.
Okay, so first off, Warner Brothers DC, Warner Animation released a DVD a couple of weeks ago, Death in the Family, Batman. So what's interesting about this is a couple of years back, they did an animated movie called Under the Red Hood, which was the return, basically the animated version of the return of Jason Todd. This is basically that with one exception. It's interactive, so you can choose different endings.
Ooh.
So there's like seven different endings.
Wow.
Oh,
in
That's
this
cool.
on this DVD, and it's really fun. So I started off with the way that the original story ended,
right.
and not giving it away.
Is
It's
Hulk die in that?
yes. There's a version. Well, most of it is Bruce Wayne retelling the story. of what happened to Jason Todd. And they go back and there's clips from the original Under the Red Hood video in there, which actually had Jensen Ackles as Jason Todd, by the way.
I like him.
But yeah, there's seven different endings on
Savannah
here.
likes him too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's 7 different endings, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. So I can't even begin to tell you what the 7 different endings are, other than the original ending where we all know that Jason Todd died, and he died because people voted for him to die.
He did. It's so sad.
And so this gives you the chance to vote yourself as to what ending you want to see. And I've seen all 7 endings. And also for Scott and everybody else out there, I got another classified. I got Gung Ho. This is number 7. So now I've got 1 through 7.
Very cool.
So I've got that. And then also, and if Steve's still watching, he knows all about this. I told him I would post this because I sent it to him in a text message. But I just went to go get a new Christmas tree because that's the story by this is, I just went to go get this Christmas tree today.
Yeah, I'm going to have you show that to us in a second.
And
we put this up right before the show, folks.
And I found these. They're reissuing the original G.I. Joe toys.
Wow, so I remember that.
So we got the Cobra Hiss, which I never got a Cobra Hiss.
No, here we go.
Never got a Cobra Hiss as a kid. So there's the Cobra Hiss.
I had the Hiss.
And then there's a Hoss Striker.
I remember that box.
Nice.
So
that is so funny.
So they're reissuing the G.I. Joe figures and some of the vehicles. And I'm on the lookout for a Sky Striker for Steve so that he can waste his money on that like I just wasted on these. But yeah, that's what I've consumed since the last time you guys saw me. So
show us that Christmas tree, man.
Oh, the Christmas tree?
Yeah, we got to see it.
Let me move the chair and let me take off the helmet here.
Steve says the Hiss is the best vehicle ever.
My only complaint about the original Hiss was the tread.
There's a Christmas tree.
Hello, Pupper. Sorry, I'm distracted.
We have you got
a bunch of Enterprises on there.
Yeah, I got that. Let's see. That's the Enterprise. This is a reenactment of the Enterprise versus the USS Reliant right there.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
You can't really tell, but that right there is Soundwave from the Transformers.
If you were questioning Walt's geek credibility,
this is
no further than this Christmas tree.
This is Green Arrow. This is a Dragon Ball with Shinron.
Nice.
Somewhere in there,
that's my brother.
Yeah, there's a Deadpool. That's Spider-Man. There's some Pokemon toys on there. And some Ben 10 toys.
Steve wants to know if that Lone Star's Winnebago.
Let's see. We're at. Let's see. We got. Let's say this is a motorcycle helmet and I don't have a motorcycle. There's my off-road riding boots. Like I said, I don't have a motorcycle. So there's all sorts of stuff in there. So
there's so much going on there. Jerry and everyone else wants to see your dog.
Okay, that's Sydney or the Sid dog.
Wait a minute.
Sid
let me get her thing off. Here we go.
Yeah, that's the Sid dog, and she's like, "What do you want?"
Yeah, Sydney's not playing this game.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 11 years old. I don't have time for this.
You guys are acting silly, and I'm not having it.
Right.
Feed me.
And she does not like to be on camera.
Apparently not. Some dogs want that camera time. Steve says right below Forever.
In Wu-Tang Forever.
I guess Wu-Tang Forever.
Oh, that says that's my only ever political sign that I ever put out in my yard, and it says presidents are temporary, but Wu-Tang is forever.
Let us pray.
Word.
All right, we're going
Wu-Tang.
to Savannah. All right, Savannah, what have you been watching?
I have convinced my mother to watch My Hero Academia with me.
Oh my.
Okay.
She is not an
What does she
anime
think?
fan,
Yeah.
so I was like, you're wrong. Because if you think you don't like anime, you're wrong. You just haven't found the one for you.
There you
If
go.
anime isn't a cartoon, isn't
I
anything
agree
like
with
that.
that.
It is
Word.
awesome.
I totally
You should
agree
get
with
into
that.
it.
I
So I got
guarantee
her
you
on
I
that
could-
right now.
Oh, that's cool. And so, what does she think?
I think she's liking it. It's so, sometimes it's hard for her to pay attention. So I'm like, I have to explain this is what's going on. But I think she's liking it. We haven't made it very far into the season. Hopefully I can get her to watch it more, maybe on her own. I feel like she's not going to pay attention if she watches it on her own. I don't want her to miss something important.
Have her
So.
watch some of those Studio Ghibli movies. I can't imagine someone who doesn't like that stuff.
We have seen Spirited Away before. I tried to
Spirited
get her to
Away.
watch
I did
Howl's
that.
Moving Castle, and she fell asleep
Howl's
through
Moving
it.
Castle. That
Oh.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
A shell needs to watch Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop.
That's not
I haven't seen
That-
it, but I want to watch
See, no,
it.
I don't like it.
I love Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy
And-
Bebop, Samurai
Cowboy
Champloo.
Bebop is amazing.
Yeah.
Samurai Champloo also.
Listen, I'll stand by
amazing.
Sword Art till I die.
Sword Art Online is very good.
Nausicaa
enjoyed
of
that
the
too.
Wind. Getting back to the Studio Ghibli.
Yep.
Nausicaa of the Wind. That
Also good.
That one.
I saw that when I was, I think, like 13, and it was called Warrior of the Wind
Yeah.
because America.
Yes.
And
Yes. She has to have a sword or something.
I actually had that on VHS, and I wore that tape out
I did too.
because I love that movie. I've got, I think, 2 different copies, one on DVD and one on Blu-ray. That one right there.
I've got the manga.
Dude. Dude,
I need to get it on DVD.
we need to talk.
DG says, Mr. Hooper, you are a dynamic host. You are what America needs, though far from what we deserve. And then follows that up with later on. He says, friendly reminder. By the way, he does not like anime. Friendly reminder, Speed Racer's 1970s era is the only acceptable form of anime.
Now,
Gotta be on the planet.
here's what's
Otherwise,
funny.
no G-force.
So take his opinions for what it's worth.
Here's what's funny. What's funny is the cartoons that we idolized from the 80s, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, all those shows were done by those very same anime houses that they all hate.
That is true.
Because
That is true.
because G.I. Joe and Transformers were both done by the same company that did Voltron. And it's also the same company that originally produced the Power Rangers series. So, it's like you've been watching anime all your lives and didn't even know it.
But unfortunately,
did
you've been
anyone-
watching edited anime
Yes.
Yes.
Dumbed down, usually anime.
Dumb down.
because America.
Yeah, because Gatchaman, also known as Battle of the Planets, was super violent for us kids to watch when we were kids.
Yeah, people died. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
And we had
horribly
happy street
died.
friends and all was fine.
Mike Kennedy likes Cowboy Bebop.
I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Steve
Ghost in the
votes for
Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, which is brilliant, by the way.
I remember seeing at a con, there was an episode of the Power Rangers. Of course, it wasn't actually the Power Rangers; it was the original Japanese version, where
Know what you're talking about.
the Green Ranger was decapitated by the White Ranger. You saw
That's the way they played that back then.
his head off,
Yeah.
That was a kid's show.
and that's
Yep.
a kid show. You see the head cleaved from
Yeah.
his body.
Hey,
Children are weak nowadays.
hey, let's talk about Ultraman too. Even then, Ultraman was overly violent for us, but they still left a lot of that in there.
Oh,
But
I love
Jessica says, okay, but what if I hate anime, Savannah?
You can't hate
Oh.
anime. You can't.
You haven't
no.
found the one for you, or you haven't tried hard enough. That's what it sounds like.
I think that Savannah said something very smart, which is it's not like a genre. It's just another version of, it's just another thing that you can, it's another
Right.
medium that you can do stuff. And whatever it is that you like, they're doing it.
Right.
They're doing a version of that in anime, and oftentimes it's being done well.
It's being done really, really well. Yeah, because a lot of people confuse anime with things like Pokemon and Yokai Watch, and it's like, no, that's for kids.
Why is it that so many of them they're set in high schools? That drives me bonkers.
I don't know.
They're all set in high schools. What is up with that?
I had actually read something about that. It's something about the purity of the child is kind of the driving force. Here they can illustrate the youth of the country as being proud of their heritage, proud of their community, proud of who they are, and trying to overcome the evil that is invading their community and whatnot. Whereas here we're just looking, hey, I wonder if we're going to get a panty shot in this episode,
Right?
Because we don't do that.
Japanese, you probably are getting that.
Star Lord is thick thighs of anime. That's all I'm saying.
Kiki's Delivery.
Mike votes for Kiki's Delivery Service. I have not seen that.
I love Kiki's Delivery Service.
I've never seen it.
I should see every one of.
Cat.
Yeah, and Studio Ghibli is part of HBO Max now, so
that's true.
So you can watch all those. Yeah, I've got all those bookmarked on my list, on my watch list on HBO Max. So,
yeah, but I used to hate anime, and that's only because all I saw was Fairy Tail, and I just didn't like it. Now here I am with an anime tattoo taking up my whole thigh. I found what I liked.
I was gonna say, show off your arm. Show off your arm.
Hey,
your Naruto.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't show mine off, but I have Kirito from Sword Art on my thigh.
Nice.
All right.
I can't show you. I can't.
You got the camera.
Keith mentions how all Disney main characters are all orphans. That's a good point. That is definitely a theme.
Yeah.
No princess has a mother.
Or prince.
Right.
Or a father. They lose a father. They lose a father.
The princesses lose the mother.
Yeah.
Rapunzel, both her parents are still alive.
Are they?
Yeah, they're.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She was just stolen from her parents.
Actually, Grant, all animation in Japan is considered anime. And
if it's outside of
even if it's outside of Japan, because anime is just a Japanese word for animation. So so Bugs Bunny is technically anime if you think about it. It's just we just separate it because it's Japanese. Because America.
Of course. All right, Casey Jane, what have you been watching?
I haven't really been watching anything except rewatching Degrassi, but that doesn't count. I've only been playing video games. My brain has been bleeding from how many video games I've been playing. Because I love it. It's great. We have Call of Duty Cold War out now. Mm-hmm. So I've been grinding that. I've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia. Amazing. It's so much fun. It's a ghost hunting game.
Cool.
And it's so much fun. It has proximity chat.
Sean might like that.
So I've been doing that. Oh, Sean, I'll show you. And then I've been playing World of Warcraft.
Really?
I hate to admit it.
Wow.
I started playing World of Warcraft. I'm already level 60. And yeah, I am for the Horde. If anyone has a problem with that, I'm not sorry. I do not like Alliance. But yeah, I've been grinding that because a new expansion just came out last Monday. And I started playing 3 days before that. And I've already maxed level. So that's what I've been doing.
Man, you are on it.
You have been, yeah.
Now do you understand why my brain was bleeding?
I get it.
Wow.
I believe
Scott's girlfriend.
I'm her new girlfriend. She's my World of Warcraft girlfriend.
Yeah, let's hear that.
Scott just said it, and it's fine. It is what it is. I stole her from him.
I think we need to get that out there.
I saw
Scott in the chat. I'm sorry.
I saw a post or something from him how he lost his girlfriend to World of Warcraft.
Yep.
We may have lost Savannah.
Uh-oh.
No.
Savannah,
come back.
I miss you.
Come back.
She didn't
Wow.
like that I said I was Horde and not Alliance.
I don't think that I could put Gigi's thing up here. It's probably going to get us censored by the FTC or something.
Oh my god.
That tends to be what he does. Is get us in trouble with the FTC. Sean, you haven't gone yet, right?
No.
All right, let's do it.
Actually, with the recent holiday long weekend, I myself I played a bunch of video games, got caught up on some games that I had purchased. I had yet to actually try and experiment. They've been deleted.
They weren't good. Oh, that's sad.
Really.
Well, all right.
It's all right. They were cheap. It was fine. But other than that, I was able to finish my book, Ready Player 2.
Oh yeah.
And,
what did you think?
Well,
We
Hey,
got
she's
Savannah
back.
The computer died.
when Ready Player One came out, I believe I read Dirk's copy, and then I liked it so much that I went out and I bought the audiobook so that I could listen to it while I worked. And then
you broke off the knob.
pretty much. And then
You just listened to it on repeat.
I was offered a trial on Audible, so then I got it on Audible, and I listened to it at work, and I listened to it at home, and I listened to it at work, and I don't know how many times I listened to Ready Player One, the original, but I did. I loved it. I loved that book. With Ready Player 2, you can see that he was almost forced to make another book.
Right. Well, once you get a movie out on your book, they really need another book.
And they've ramped up the bad guys. They've continued the relentless 80s references and beefed up the technology and explored some more directions with it. But
he said he wasn't ready for Player 2.
Where I loved Ready Player One, I like Ready Player 2. It wasn't the best sequel I've ever read. It wasn't the worst. If you liked Ready Player One, go into it with a grain of salt.
It's back in that world.
Yeah,
so maybe you'll dig it.
Yeah. It's okay. It's
all right. Wow, you're not blown away.
I was not blown away. I think it was geared a little bit more towards how are we going to adapt this into a screenplay?
Yep.
How are we going to make this into a movie?
Right. Is it setting up three more novels too?
Without spoiling anything, the way it ends, if they don't ever do another book, everything's kosher.
Okay.
Although it is left open-ended to where if they wanted to explore more, if they wanted to go off in different tangents,
right.
easily could do it.
Yep. Cool. That was one of the cases. Ready Player One was one of the cases where I actually read that thing. I was ahead of the movie, and before they even announced the movie, I had read that thing and loved it. And
yeah, you were like, you need to read this. Yeah. You need to read this now.
Well, I thought you'd dig it.
And I did. I jumped right into it. I thought it was awesome. And the voiceover by Will Wheaton in the Audible, in the audiobook. He was awesome.
It's funny because he's mentioned in the book.
Right. He's the president, I believe.
Right.
in that world.
Right. There you go. That's good stuff. Casey Jane, we got a question for you.
Yes.
Have you watched the 80s Degrassi series?
Is that Junior High or Degrassi High? I haven't seen Junior High. I've seen Degrassi High, but I'm currently watching Next Generation, but I have seen it. But right now, I'm just not rewatching it. I'm watching Next Generation.
Very cool.
Great series. Great series.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know either.
I have to look that up now.
Steve says he watched Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2, and they're both really good.
Both are very good.
I haven't seen those. I want to see those too.
They're really good.
Steve says that Ready Player 2 isn't bad so far, in his opinion. That he didn't like the movie. He's only halfway through the book.
I was not happy with that movie.
Sean's mom says that she really liked Ready Player 1.
I believe I actually took her to the theater for that.
Did you? All right. Okay. I'm on blast. I stayed about 4 days with my mom. I hadn't done that in a while.
You got a new hat now.
Backstreet Boys. Well, yeah. This hat was in a box over at my mom's place. It had been sitting there for about 7 years. So that's the way that goes. In any case, we watched a movie every night. So we watched 4 thrillers. It was Triple Frontier, Den of Thieves, Mile 22, and American Assassin. All 4 of them were good. I enjoyed all 4 of those movies. I think the one that sticks out the most, and they were all actually pretty good, I really like Den of Thieves. That was really a surprise to me. I hadn't really heard anything about it, but what's his name? The guy who's
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler, I think this is one of his best roles ever. He plays this kind of crotchety, police investigator guy who's on like whatever their what was it called, the high crimes or something team. Basically, they're kind of as bad as the bad guys, to be quite honest. It's kind of a heist movie. It is a heist movie. It's got kind of a usual suspects twist at the end. It's really good. And they have a couple of gunfights in this thing that are just insane. If you haven't seen Den of Thieves, all of those were on Netflix. I watched all of them. I thought it was super cool.
If you haven't seen Machine Gun Preacher with Gerard Butler, you need to watch that one.
Ooh, I have not. That sounds amazing.
It's actually based on.
I'm ready to watch it twice.
It's based on a true story.
Oh, all right. I'm into it. Reginald wants to know from Savannah, what anime would you recommend to someone who hasn't watched any?
Naruto. It's a good starter. That was my first anime. And,
really?
Yeah, it starts off like a kid's kind of seems like it's gonna be a kid's show at the first, like the Naruto, because it's Naruto Shippuden, and the first one is like it seems like it's a kid's show, but once he starts to grow up and he evolves into a different character, and so I think that was my first one that I fell in love with. So I think that's the first one to start out with. There's a bajillion episodes, so I'm not even done with it.
I mean, seriously, there's a lot.
I'll back her up on that. Naruto's a good one.
That went on for like 30 years or something, didn't it? I mean, it was just. It's ridiculous how long that thing is.
Well, now you've got his son in Boruto, so and he's an adult in that. So, but yeah, I recommend Naruto too, because I was catching it on the early days of
Adult Swim,
Toonami, Adult Swim.
See, that's why I first watched it there when he was a kid going to the ninja school. And they didn't even want him, if I remember right.
Right, because he's an orphan going that Disney mode. Yeah. But yeah, it starts off pretty like this is just a kid show. It's a little kid show. But then when I was watching, I'm like, if it's just a kid show, why are they showing this at 11 o'clock at night? Mm-hmm. Something's up on this. So
and as you find out why,
as you go further and further through that story, the stories get bigger and bigger. And the fight scenes get badder and badder and badder. And it gets to the point where it's like, I got to find this on DVD so I can rewatch that fight scene over and over again. I got to pull out some paper and draw that fight scene. It's some really good-ish. Really good-ish.
All right.
So Naruto is a good starter.
Fat Finley, which is also Scott Prime, by the way. He's checking in from every account he owns.
Slobby's
He
World.
says he finished watching Slobby's
I don't
World?
like the name of that.
Anyone?
I don't
No.
like the name of that.
Is he trolling us? Is there really a Slobby's World?
I don't know. Speaking of
Yes,
recommending,
Oh
speaking
my
of
God, what a
recommending
crap.
recommending old shows that have been on Netflix for a while, if it's still there, I recommend.
Oh, that's a thing.
I recommend American Vandal.
Really?
It's a mockumentary. It's a high school thing, and it's about somebody who vandalized the school by spraying some very phallic images on the walls and cars in the parking lot, and these high school kids are trying to find out who it was, if it was really the guy who was expelled from school, and then they go on all these strange tangents. It's very, very, very funny, but it has a very depressing ending, but building up to it, it's hilarious.
So you find out that the sled was called Rosebud.
Yes.
Steve says that he probably means Bobby's World.
No.
Oh, no,
means
it's a real thing.
Slobby World.
No, Slobby's World.
I
I
just
think it's
Googled
funny
it.
that he said that though.
Slobby's World. Apparently, this gentleman goes through
Apparently,
and
Mike Kennedy told him about that.
Oh, and there's
purchases and shows off 80s and 90s merchandise and whatnot.
there's two
Okay,
seasons.
I remember that now.
And there's apparently a couple of seasons.
There's 2 seasons.
Mike says that he thinks that Skinny and him are a lot alike.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Slobby.
I remember talking about that over dinner. Yes, I remember that now.
Over at the Mexican food joint.
Yes.
All right, folks, we're on to our last little bit here. These two ladies nearly broke my machine by trying to enter all of their stuff. It's like if you have one of them, it's a lot of stuff. But if you have both of them, it breaks my computer.
Chicks.
I don't want to hear it.
So, to get those out of the way, I'm first going to Savannah. Tell us where to find you, please.
All right. You can find me on TikTok. I make lots of cool videos. They're like 15 seconds. So, if you got a short attention span, check me out.
And she has more people following her than Barack Obama.
Awesome.
Is he even on there?
Just saying, you have a lot of followers on that TikTok.
Hey,
YouTube.
he might have it.
He may be on there. He could be on there.
Just like secretly. I feel like he would blow up if he just popped on there for like a second.
If he just sang a little or danced or something, he would be very popular
famous
on TikTok.
Yes.
No,
People
no
would be
doubt
like
about it.
TikTok famous.
Yep,
Follow.
yep.
YouTube. I'm back into making YouTube videos. I took a little
Awesome.
break, but I'm back. I put out a new Twitch clips video. I take my favorite Twitch clips, put them in a video together, edit it up, and let people enjoy the stupid things that my face does when I'm scared. I am on Twitch. I'm not on my regular streaming schedule right now, but I'm live every Friday at 10 p.m. Central. So if you want to come by, say hi. I'm usually up until like forever, so feel free to stop by. Twitter, follow me on Twitter. You can tweet at me. I see my tweets. I look at them. I see what's going on. Am I missing anything?
I'm going to say, you said Twitch, Instagram.
Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I post pictures of my face.
Heyo. Heyo. All right. You did it. Casey Jane, you're next.
You can follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Little Miss Fury, and you can follow me on Twitter at Little Miss Fury as well.
And Instagram.
Oh, well, that's, yeah. And Instagram at Little Miss Fury. I also
And
post my
Facebook.
Do not put, what is my Facebook doing on there? My Facebook is not public.
How about that?
Thanks. Well, I guess you can find me on Facebook now.
Oh, sweet Mother Mary.
Wow.
Whoa.
Greatest episode ever.
God, my life.
Oh, that's me. Let's see. Let's promote the Ranking Studios, rankingstudios.com. By all means, please go to the website, check us out, take a look around.
I have to get to I have to get to our section. Hang on. Here we go. No, their thing was it's so far away from everything else. We got it. It's Ranking Studios. We got it.
Rankingstudios.com. Feel free to drop by, check it out. Drop us a line, info@Ranking Studios. Leave us a message. Tell us you like us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us you want to lather us up in whipped cream. I don't care. Just talk to us.
Wow.
Let's go canoeing. Let's go canoeing and bathing.
There you go. Recently, on top of listening to audiobooks, I was able to update the website. So each and every single member of the Ranking Studios has a working portfolio that you can check out our artwork and see what amazing things we do in our spare time. You can also drop by Facebook at Facebook/Ranking Studios and also check out some of our stuff there, and also comment, chat, speak, converse, introduce yourself.
It's all good stuff. All right, Walt, you're up.
Right now, I don't have very much to promote, but I will give you a kind of a teaser of what I'm thinking about doing. So if any of you have seen me post some of the Gran Turismo car liveries that I've made for Gran Turismo, I'm thinking about if you would like something promoted on a car in the game, let me know in the Taskforce Geek. In fact, you may want to hit me and my buddy Steve Shank, who's been posting a few things in here. Me and him have been going at it as of late, producing cars. Dirk, I've told you this before. Your little logo with your name, it would look perfect on the side of one of those cars going around the track. So if you want to send me, an Illustrator file of your logo.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with you, Sean.
That'd be awesome.
If you've got some Illustrator little characters or anything that you want to see on a car, let me know.
Can I send you my logo?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can tell him what car you want it on too.
Yeah, I can't remember how many hundreds of cars that are in the game.
Is there a Jeep?
There's no Jeep, but there is a Ford Raptor and a Toyota Tundra. So I've been thinking about this for a while because there's a lot of guys who do some really good designs out there. Plus the fact that if you want to have your particular logo or website shared for somebody else to use, that's available to happen as well. So, I'm kind of toying with the idea. So I'll work on the full details and we'll come up with something, and maybe, good thing to anybody's got a comic book project that they'd like to see going around the track.
We're going to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Check me out on Facebook.com. Rick Cooper Artworks. Are you winning something?
That's Steve. Steve is actually sending me a text right now.
Okay, Steve, your
lottery?
ringtone is fantastic. I just want to put that out.
And he sent me a screen cap of his latest livery from Gran Turismo, and it's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. His handle is Steve Racer. So
Go Steve
Of course it
Racer.
is.
Go
Yeah.
Steve Racer.
Of course it is.
in fact, I don't know if he'll be mad at me, but I'll show it off right here if you can see it.
Oh, it looks good.
Nice. Very, very nice.
That's very cool. I like that a lot.
Good job there, Steve.
What is my last thing? I've lost everything now. That's why I wanted to get the ladies out of the way first, because it was just going to crumble. It was going to crumble for me after that. That Ranking Studios thing, Sean's been working on it. If you're interested in my artwork or Sean's artwork or Scott Prime or our buddy Robert, we all have galleries on there now that you can see, so you can run by there and check that out. Let's see, we got a couple of comments. Steve's all about the TFG Racing League.
Yep, we're working on that too. So hopefully early next year we'll get that going.
Jerry wants to know, is a random car with no promo welcome?
Sure.
Who wants to do that?
Don't you want some bling on that, or
Bling?
gotta bling it up? That's half the fun. All right. Does anyone have anything else they want to say? All right. Well, hey, look, thanks for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it. Please leave a like or share everywhere that you see this. We truly do need it, and it truly does make a big difference. So for Casey Jane, for Savannah, for Walt, and for Sean, this is Dirk Hooper saying dream hard.